your girls are ready because this is going to be a long one. I'm going to start by using L'Oreal Quick Blue Bleach, 4 scoops of that, and a 30 volume developer to get this started. I'm going to be using this raw Indian hair from the Crown collection, of course, and it is just so beautiful. I'm going to take the frontal and part it straight down the middle, and then to get those face framing layers, I'm going to take about a ½ inch of hair from the very start of the hairline on the frontal, and I'm going to separate that because we want to bleach that first so that it's lighter than the rest of the hair. A lot of people like to use Reynolds wrap. You guys know I started this whole clear saran wrap trend here on YouTube. I just love it because you can see right through it. You can kind of see how well and how fast the colors lift in, you know. So I'm just going to like separate just that piece on the frontal. Now what I'm doing is taking my bundle and splitting it in half. I want that half that's behind me to just be dark brown for now. And what I'm going to do is just ombre the ends because I want the ends to be lighter just like that streak in the front. So these are all the pieces I'm bleaching first. So I'm going to follow the same steps. I'm going to take that brown hair, get it out the way, and just ombre the tip so that it's lighter than the rest of the hair. Alright, so now that that's out the way, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Beach Baby Lights. This is another bleach that I love to use when I'm going blonde. And I'm going to take 4 scoops of that as well, but this time I'm going to use a 40 volume developer. Like I told you guys, Indian hair, raw Indian hair takes a little bit more lifting, a little bit more work. So what I'm going to do is for that third bundle, I'm going to take less hair out because I don't want all of it to be dark. I'm going to split that in 3. And this time I'm going to take the bleach all the way up to almost like an inch from the weft or like our root on the wig. And I'm going to just like kind of make sure that's really saturated and even. You don't want any streaks in your color, so just make sure that you really work it in. Now I'm going to grab that second piece that I separated and I'm going to use 30 volume developer. So basically what we're creating is a lot of dimension, and this is like the lazy way, even though it's still a lot of work, but you guys don't want to have to do this on an actual constructed wig. It's almost like, oh my god, you have to be like a super professional to do that, and it's just too much work. So that 30 and 40 volume are going to give us 2 different types of blondes, so that's why we're doing it like this. So I've rinsed out that streak in the front that we bleached in the beginning, and like I said, Indian hair does require a lot of work, so I am bleaching it again, this time with the 40 volume developer. Slow and steady. I don't like to go in on any hair that I know is going to be in the front of my face too harsh in the beginning because you don't want to burn it out, you know. Now we're on to the frontal, and what I'm going to do is take slices of it and go in between that 30 and 40 volume developer because we want dimension. We don't want to look like this is an at-home color, okay? We want that Beyonce blonde. So what I'm going to do is just take that up and make sure that it's not like a straight line across really soft blurred edges. And for that next slice, because I want like a little bit more dimension in that as well, I'm going to split it in half and take splices of it. This brown section here, I'm going to put that off to the side because I'm not going to color that. And then the other section, I'm going to put bleach on. So you guys will see it'll kind of give you like highlights and lowlights in your frontal. But this is the easiest way to do it. I know a lot of people like to do it on the wig head, but this is the smartest way, trust me. So I'm going to do that for 2 sections. I'm going to kind of like do little highlights. And this is actually a low light because that dark brown is going to be toned later, you'll see. So now to separate that dark brown section, I'm going to take saran wrap and lay it on top of the already pre-bleached sections. This is going to create a barrier so that the bleach doesn't bleed on that brown hair that I don't want to be touched. Then I'm going to just lay it on top of the saran wrap and then place another layer of saran wrap to basically sandwich that dark hair in between because we don't want it to be touched at all. Now, the closer we get to the center part, you want to make sure that you leave a little bit more brown because you kind of want that halo in the top of your head. So you don't want to bring the color too far up to the root once you get to the very, very top section. So once we're done with this, I'm going to just put saran wrap on top of that as well because we're going to be bleaching this in 2 sections. So we did one side of the part, now we're going to do the other side of the part. And this is just going to make sure that the color is even, so when you're looking straight on, the brown blends into the blonde at the same place. So I'm going to just repeat the same steps on the other side. I hope seeing it after I explained it will make more sense. It's really not complicated. Take your time with this. It's fine. Like, you don't have to do this all in one day. But yeah. let's do this one more time just in case a few of my girls were confused. What we're going to do is take the comb and bob weave it in and out. Ooh, 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 right? This is going to give you like a really nice highlight, a nice breakup of the hair. We're going to put one section aside and we're going to bleach the other section. So that means those sections that we put aside are going to be dark brown and the other sides are going to be blonde. So we're going to lay that brown down and then we're going to take saran wrap on top of it to cover it because we don't want any bleach to touch it. Then we're going to do it again. I like to do it in the same section. This way, like when you look at it straight on, everything's even. Everything looks literally hand painted like it was, you know, colored on someone's head. Alright, so now we're going to put our little frontal away. And the reason why I'm folding it like this side by side is because I'm going to rinse that streak out. That's all the processing that we need. So now we're going to look at our pre-lightened ends. These are the bundles that we wanted the ends to kind of go lighter. So we're overlapping the bleach. I'm going to go in. I dried the bundles because I find that bleach takes better when the hair is dry. So that's why they look a little crunchy. They're not crunchy, I promise. But yeah, I'm going to just take the bleach all the way back down to the already bleached ends. And this is going to kind of lighten those even more while lightening the brown parts at the same damn time. So yeah, this is just like my method. It's been working forever. It's how I get that custom Beyonce color, that custom celebrity color, and it just looks like you spent $800 on a color job, you know? And I'm going to process these bundles again and get them out the way. Frontal has lifted to my liking. I'm about to rinse that baby out. Now it's time to tone, and I love to use multiple toners. I'm going to use T14 and 218. These are toners. And then I'm going to use T35. And this is a pale beige blonde, a new favorite of mine. But you guys can see this is just without toning. The bundles look amazing. You have like multiple colors, different blondes, browns. You have like the base color, which is like that natural brown. It just looks bomb. It looks bomb. And it's going to look even better once we blow dry it. But we're not done. We're going to tone it. So what I like to do is take all the bundles, weft together and separate it into 3. And then I'm going to use T14 on one section, T18 on another section, and T35 on the other. And this is going to give us that super toned, multi-dimensional celebrity color. So this is really not that complicated once we get to this part. And you guys can see, like, even though I'm toning, all those different levels of the bleach are going to tone differently, which is going to make it look so freaking painted, I promise. So now we're going to hot pocket our bundles, not our bundles, sorry, our section. This way that it doesn't kind of bleed into each other, and just make sure that you don't kind of fold over the hair too much because you don't want to have like a line of demarcation. And what I'm going to do for the frontal is the same thing. For each slice, I'm going to alternate the toner. For the front, I'm going to use T14 because I want that streak to be like really, really pale. So I'm going to use T14 on my little streak in the front. And then as I go throughout the frontal, I'm going to just alternate. And those brown pieces that we didn't want to touch earlier, you're going to grab those in and tone them as well because they'll come out a nice toned brown. So it'll give you like a nice low light in your frontal. Arms are on fire, fire, fire. My arms are really on fire, guys. Like, oh Jesus. Next time your stylist, a good one, mind you, not just somebody that's gonna throw some bleach on your hair, but the next time a stylist charges you for color, you guys can see why. This is literally like an entire job, okay? But anyway, I'm gonna just like use a little bit of arm strength I got because Lord knows I wanted to give up, but I'm like, we're halfway there, darling. We're almost at the finish line. I'm gonna just get my frontal section and out the way. Make sure you don't fold over too much. But yeah, this is the toned frontal, guys. These are the toned bundles. We are looking very celebrity-esque. Okay. I'm obsessed. Got the colors that I want for my wig. I ain't gonna look like nobody. Alright, I'm sorry guys. Anyway, so we're done. Now I'm gonna construct the wig. I do have a full video on how I do this, guys, I will leave the link in the bio. I like to personally, oh yeah, I'm a little funky. I just came back from the gym, but you know, whatever. I personally like to use the mesh wig caps in the summer. I think it's all mental, but you know, same old, guys. Nothing's changed about my construction process. So you can watch that video, you know, and you know, pause that, go do that. I was talking to Bay, but yeah, here's our bundles. I didn't realize how much hair was in the bundle, but yeah, this is just one bundle, just one. I ended up using like 2.5, you know, but yeah. I put the darker bundle on the bottom, the one that had the most brown in it, and then the lighter and lighter, you know, like I just gradually installed it, and yeah. Alright, so now we are going to style the wig, the peruca. And what I'm going to do is just use my Sebastian Trillion to heat protectant, and it gives the hair a really nice shine. Blonde hair needs love, guys, so make sure you're using a heat protectant. And I'm just going to detangle and blow dry. And for this look, I wanted a really nice beachy, wavy look. So I'm going to use, I think this was a 1 3/4 curling iron, and I'm going to do this like little wave technique that gives you like that undone, unkempt, bad hair look, you know, that's what we want to do. And yeah, that's it. I just framed the face with some layers. I didn't do anything too crazy. You guys see exactly what I did here, and that's it. So what I'm going to do now is just smooth out the root with the barrel of the iron. I'm going to wrap the hair around the barrel, but I'm going to hold the end so that it's straight. And I'm going to bounce the barrel back and forth. Bounce it around, bounce it around. And I'm going to just let it fall, kind of pull it out while it's still warm, because we don't want a really defined curl here. We want something that just looks like we woke up like this. But we really didn't, because it takes effort. But, you know, it looks like it. And that's all that matters. Are done. Do you guys, I mean, do you guys just see this? Do you see all the curls? Oh my goodness. All right, now it's time to secure the wig, and I'm bald. Hey guys, what's up? Anyway, I'm gonna take the wig and place it on my head, and what I'm doing here is just making sure I can see exactly where the lace sits. I didn't do too much customization to this frontal because I kind of wanted it to sit like a frontal closure. I don't have time for baby hairs. It is way too hot, okay? So I'm taking a brush that has some leftover concealer and just marking out where the lace sits on my skin so that I can secure it. Dang, like not having hair is amazing. Anyway, it's too hot for anything else, so I'm going to be using Got To Be Glued. And what I'm doing is just kind of gelling my hair backwards, and I'm actually applying it to my skin as well. I'm using really thin layers. You guys can barely see any white. That's what you don't want, okay? You don't want to see white, darling. You want it to be clear. And I don't like the clear gel because it just does not work to me. It's great for a stocking cap, but we ain't got time for that. So I'm not doing the stocking cap method because it's too hot. I'm sorry. Like, and I gotta go to the gym the next day, so I'm gonna take this off. So I'm gonna use that concealer and kind of conceal where I want my part to be. Now I'm gonna take this Aquanet, I was gonna say concealer, Aquanet holding spray, and I'm gonna just kind of pat that into my gel. You guys can see I'm using very little amounts and then kind of patting it in. Then I'm going to take my blow dryer and make sure that I dry that completely, darling. Completely dry it. You don't want to feel anything. Trust me. We'll activate it later. Now I'm going to use my Secure the Wig band. You guys can pick one up at the link in my bio. It literally secures the wig. And I'm going to place my wig on top of the marked out area. So sitting on top of the spritz and the gel. And now I'm going to just take a little bit more of the gel and kind of secure those ear tabs. So that's the only place where I'm going to add 2 layers, and it really, really works. And I'm going to just like drag the hair behind my ear. So I'm sorry I'm looking down. I had to like reconfigure my film setup because my lens broke. So I'm using a 35mm, I think, and it's just it was too much. This is hard. Anyway, I'm gonna take the Aquanet and now I'm gonna spritz it on top of what I already gelled and spritzed, and it's gonna reactivate that gel. Trust me, it ain't going nowhere. And then I'm gonna just kind of comb the hair back and out the way. You guys can see I have no baby hairs to play with. It's too hot. And I'm gonna just tie this baby down. Literally gonna tie this down for like 5 minutes, I promise. So I took the scarf off. Now I'm just taking a little brush with some leftover makeup and just dusting it. And you guys can see how secure this wig is, okay? She ain't going nowhere. Now I'm gonna take my Joico Beach Spray. This is like a texture spray. And I'm gonna just add this to my hair just so that it's not as pretty and silky because we wanna look beachy, you know? And I'm gonna spritz that and just scrunch it in. Hey guys, we are done with our celebrity inspired look, and don't judge me in the next clip. I couldn't zip my onesie up all the way, so yeah, let's just get into these finishing shots. Thanks for watching guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.